automatically a role model. And I think we as players sometimes we forget that. We forget, yeah, we are who we are, and we live our life every day. But there's some little kid who might be your child's best friend still looks up to you. So I think you're every day you're a role model, especially if you want to be the best player you want to be up here. That comes along with it.
Your next 3 seasons in Toronto, kind of disappointments, injury plague. Your style of play, do you think that's what gets you injured because you're all out all the time?
Well, I tell you, the Olympics ran into the start of the season the year before. And actually, when we got back, it had already started. So I had to get permission just to get a day or 2 off. Right. So technically, I played the 6 weeks of the Olympics and then right into the season. And it was just tough, and it really took a lot of my body and my legs. And, that injury occurred to my knee, ended up getting the surgery. And, I just say the biggest mistake I think I made as an athlete, not really the individual, as an athlete, is that once I felt better, 30, 40, 50%, I was like, you know what, I can go back. Well, I didn't get the surgery until a little later. I tried to go back, and I ended up injuring that even more, which caused other injuries. And the biggest mistake we as athletes make is that we let the pressure of the media and or fans say, oh, he's not this, he's not that, he needs to get back on the court, we need him to play. But if you're not 100%, it's all about longevity. And if you're not 100%, let it heal 100%, and then you won't miss even more games. And that was a mistake I made.
Now, I don't know if it was a manifestation of all that, but last year, before you get traded to the Nets, things kind of get ugly in Toronto.
Oh, yeah.
And then you have an interview on ESPN with former Georgetown coach John Thompson where you got criticism for saying that sometimes you didn't play hard all the time in Toronto. Was that misconstrued?
Yeah, it was funny because just last year, this summer, Coach Thompson came up to me and apologized for that interview. The power of editing, boy, I tell you. I only do live shows only now. I'm just kidding. It was tough. And like I say, one thing about me, I'm a patient person and I have thick skin. You can talk bad about me, you can do this, do that, but I'm still going to be the same person every day. And the thing about that, yeah, it was taken all out of context. And, alongside everything else that's going on, that just was adding fuel to the fire. So, I just sat back and just took the blows and just kept going because I know, and all of the guys who had something to say about it and or media, they know how I am. They know how I approach every season. And I come, I put my work in the summer to be the person I am on the court.
Because of all that, though, you get booed a lot in Toronto. Did that hurt? You went from Air Canada.
It hurts because I think I've done so much, in Toronto. Not even basketball-wise. I'm talking about just off the court. Every year I do a Christmas drive. Every once or twice a month I take 15 kids from schools, local schools, and I would pay for them to come to the games with a chaperone and to come, just different things like that. And for them to just, to forget those type of things. Not basketball, not he scored 50, oh, he got rookie. I don't care about that. Those are moments for me, and if they care not to remember, that's fine. But, just those things. And it seems like, Vince never did anything for the city of Toronto. And there again, it was taken out of context. I love Toronto. I go back to Toronto. It's the best kept secret. It's just I didn't agree with some of the things that were happening in the organization, and I addressed those views with the owner. So it's not like I shied away from it. And I think some people there, knew what they were doing, and that's fine. And the truth will come out in due time.
Well, we know the story doesn't end there. When we come back, Vince Carter moves to the Meadowlands. We'll find out how. Welcome back to Center Stage, everybody. We're talking with Vince Carter. So, December 2004, there's rumors about you getting traded. What?
December 17.
Just to be specific, you have the time?
5:12.
You get traded to the Nets. Were you happy?
I was confused. I'm going to tell you why. I was in Indiana, and I was taking my nap. So when I woke up, I had like 11, 12 missed calls. My people, my family calling me so I called him back. I was like, yo, what's up? You got your wish. I was like, what are you talking about? And he was like, you got your wish. You got traded. I was like, all right, where'd I go? To the Nets. Yeah, like, who I get traded for? Jason Kidd, Richard Jefferson?
Right.
I was like, So there's like, I don't know, but you got traded. I was like, all right, I'll call you back. So I called my agent and said, man, what's going on? He's like, you're traded. I was like, for who? And they told me. They said Alonzo and the Aaron and Eric. And I was like, all right, I'll call you later. So I'm sitting there, like I say, this has never happened to me before. So I'm sitting in the room. I'm like, I'm pinching myself because I'm like, yo, am I in my dream here or what? So
could they have made a worse trade? I mean, are you kidding me?
Hey,
are you kidding me?
Depends on who you talk to here, buddy. Depends on who you talk to. It was great for me.
Anybody you talk to, that was a bad trade for Toronto. So a lot of people are saying because of the injuries, your career was on the downside, but you go to the Nets and you seem to get rejuvenated. You have a great, it seemed like, working relationship with Jason Kidd. Tell me about that. Did you feel rejuvenated?
I'll tell you, it's all about opportunity, and I just wanted my opportunity to do what I can do and just be me. And I felt like the organization, meaning Toronto, were going in a different direction.
Right.
And that's fine. And I accepted that as a man. And I told you, and they're expecting me to be a trouble in the locker room. Not at all. I take my hits. You don't play me, that's fine. And I'm just waiting for my opportunity. And that's all I wanted, was a chance to get back on the court and show the world who I am. And once the trade happened, Coach Frank and Jay Kidd and just everybody accepted me with open arms and just let me be myself.
Let's go back to the audience.
Hi, Mr. Carter. How are you?
Good.
What players give you the most trouble when you're on offense?
It just all depends. I tell you, individuals, I mean, there's guys who like LeBron Artest who are physical, the Bruce Bowens and Nocionis who are physical and dirty, but at the same time.
Slip that in, right?
Did I say that?
Yeah, I think you did. With your out loud voice.
Yeah, I was thinking it inside though. But I think there's teams like the Jeff Van Gundy, the teams, Larry Brown, the guys who strive off team defense give you the most trouble.